Hello farmers, welcome back to East Vineland. Have figured out the Anderson wrapper. It was pretty simple. Some people did leave some comments. All we have to do is, this doesn't say unwrap the bale, it says cut open bale. And the reason why I was hesitant to do that in last episode is in 19, when I had a mod, and when it said cut open bale, it wouldn't just cut it open and have still a bale there. It would turn it into loose, either loose straw, hay, silage, whatever it was. So when I saw a cut open bale, I thought I was going to make it as loose material, not just a bale. So yeah, you just have to cut them on open, and that's what you get right there on the trailer. I went ahead and wrapped all the bales that I got off the contract field, because when you get bales off contract fields, when you wrap them up, they instantly turn into silage, usually, even though I completed the contracts, because I want to try something out. Apparently, the benefit for having this Anderson wrapper is these bales right here are off our own grass field. But apparently, the benefit for having this, at least in 19 was, from what I got told, it's going to instantly ferment the bales into silage. So, usually we wrap them on up and it takes 3 months. But apparently, with the Anderson wrapper, not so much. Should turn it right to silage. So, these bales being off our grass field, let's go ahead and see if it turns instantly into silage, or is it going to say fermenting? I don't know. I'm going to just grab that. There we go. We'll put a couple on in to get it started, so I think you got to put at least 2 in before it actually gets one wrapped completely. So I ended up with 12 bales off our grass field with our new baler, which of course it was going to be less than before for a couple reasons. One, we got a new sheep pen down. You want to grab that? Thank you. So yeah, the sheep pen is taking up a little bit more of the space, and of course now our baler is spitting out 13,000 liters instead of the 7,500. I'm going to wrap all these right here. We got enough bales for the sheep, I do believe, for a while. So the only thing that kind of, I would like to keep on using this Anderson wrapper. The one thing that I wanted to happen was I wanted to see all the bales wrapped up in the colorful foil that we have here. But in order to pick them up and put them away neatly, you have to cut them open, as we can see. So either I got to find a place to, in the future, to wrap these up, I can just leave them there until we're ready, or I'm just going to have to just pile them up as silage bales. Now, I will say this, though, with the Anderson wrapper, to me, it's more work than if we were to get the Coon wrapper and wrap one bale individually at a time. Just because now I have to go around and open up all the bales and then pick them up. First you have to transport the bales to the wrapper instead of bringing the wrapper to the bale. And then with the Coon baler, once it's wrapped, it will ferment, and you can pick up and it's ready to go. This one here, you got to wrap it, then unwrap it to pick it up. So it's a few more steps. So is it going to say silage, or is it going to say fermenting? No, it says fermenting. So, yeah, someone did message me and said, yeah, 19, when it wrapped it, instantly turned into silage. Well, not anymore. It says fermenting. So if I were to cut that open, it's going to be just a grass bale. So I'm going to have to leave these here until they're fermented at this point. I don't know. I'm starting to think of... I thought, well, that'd be one benefit if it fermented right away. Not that I need it to, but I'm starting to think maybe going with the Coon wrapper, it'd just be a little bit easier. Like I said, less work. But I want to give this a try. Oh, and someone else did mention that apparently I've been watching the Daggerwinds videos, because apparently he used the Anderson wrapper recently. I have not seen any videos from anyone, I don't think, at all this year. I haven't had a chance to watch videos since just after Christmas. Been rather busy. It's kind of interesting how that works on out. Yeah, but after I got done recording the last episode, I came in here and I said, well, okay, let me turn off autosave just in case something goes bad. Because I was kind of expecting when it says cut open bale, I didn't know if it was going to open them all up. If it was going to be all loose silage everywhere. I didn't know what was going to happen. And then when I just undid one and it was just a silage bale, I'm like, oh, so it's not going to turn into loose silage. Okay. It's just a regular bale. Now, I want to say that was in the Seasons mod in 19 when you had a bale and it says cut open bale. It would just go everywhere. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on this wrapper. The only thing I said, well, I could keep it just because I wanted to try. I wanted to try a grass bale and see if it fermented it right away. If that was the thing, and apparently it's not. That was just in 19. Although the person that messaged me said in 19 this is what it did. I was like, okay. We'll see if it instantly turns into silage, and it does not. Well, all the bales in that long trail over there, those are all silage bales. Those are the grass bales we got off the contract field. So even, which is kind of interesting, I completed those contracts and I collected on the contracts. I brought those grass bales over, but the game knew I took them off that field and it still turned them right into silage. Unless I'm mistaken, which I do pretty often. No, it says silage. So I wonder what had happened if I left the wrapper on this string and started wrapping these bales. Would it know these are grass bales and they need to ferment? Or would it just turn them all? I don't know. I don't know. Let's go ahead and push those on forward. Finish wrapping them up. We are done, right? Yes, we are. Okay. So I don't want to unwrap these. They'll have to ferment. Watch out for my pallet forks. And kind of the interesting thing is, even though it has no gas, it's kind of like the belt systems. You can drive these around. It doesn't require any fuel or electricity to recharge. If I can get myself out of here, stop getting stuck on that bale. All right. Move it on over. There we go. I tried parking the baler inside the barn right in front of us. It won't fit. That baler will not fit in that barn. So put the baler in over by the garage shed. Alright, straw bale I'll leave there because I'm hoping that we'll be harvesting that barley field tomorrow. But I do need to go give a grass bale to the milking sheep. They are getting kind of low. So I think they'll be okay for another month. Well, let me go grab a bale and stick it in there. Hope that's too high. A little bit lower. So that's interesting. A hay bale is 16,000 liters. I don't know if you're going to take all of that, but I'm going to guess not. Yeah, you did. Okay. So I guess they were rather quite low. Another thing I think we're going to do as well is around the chicken coop, those trees. I think we are going to cut down a couple of them. But we'll do it next month here. Alright, so these sheep are fine. They're slowly producing wool. There's only 20 sheep in there. They are getting ready to reproduce. Hopefully in a couple months we'll have 40. But we're all good there. Leave everything there. I guess I could, well, I'll pick up those silage bales maybe tomorrow. Probably should check on the store page, because I kind of forgot what was in there. Komatsu, nope, not what we're looking for. And I did not get to harvesting that other field down by the store. Didn't have any time in between episodes to do too much. Let's just go ahead and go to bed. and see what next month has to offer. I think our crops will be ready. Yes, they are. Perfect. I really want to harvest that field because when I was putting the gravel down around here, I kind of goofed a little bit and yeah, I did that. So I want to kind of get that fixed. So that is ready. These, yep, still going to take 3 months for these to ferment, but that's fine. We're in no rush. The store page, well, there's a grass roller, but we're not rolling grass here. So we're all set. Let me go double check on the animals just to make sure. Kind of forgot to do that other than the sheep. I knew they needed some feed. The pigs here are looking fine. These chickens, and next month now we'll have 200. That's the second pen. They're fine. Those sheep are fine. And those sheep, yeah, hopefully 2 more months from now we'll be all set. All right. Let me go ahead, and I think what we'll do is we'll pick up these over here and start putting them away. So I got to go and each individual one. So I think the best thing to do is just walk on top of them and just spam the key to unwrap them. So just a couple of extra steps you got to do with the Anderson wrapper, I guess. I have seen farmers around where I am use this this procedure of wrapping up bales. Alrighty, now if I can go just pick up the rest of the bales, I don't want to pick up that straw bale. There we go. This is going to seem weird having the silage bales out like this, but it is what it is. We'll park them over where we park all the other bales. And then we'll get to harvesting our barley field. Maybe feed the chickens a little bit, and the rest will go on down to the grain mill. And the last of the silage bales. So 3 full trailers, actually, so that's going to be kind of nice. I did knock over some when I was planting down the second pile of silage bales. Just leave them there. They're not going to go anywhere. Alright, time to get harvesting this barley. We're going to put the coon. Oh, it's not a coon, it's a case. The case baler on the T8. We're not going to make the class Arion struggle a little bit with that baler. So that'll be in charge of hauling the grain around. Kind of need to repair this trailer, but after all, it's a trailer, so I'm not... Is there any need to actually repair it? It'd be kind of interesting if they made it so when something was fully damaged that you couldn't use it at all. So like if this trailer was 100% damaged, I could hook up to it, it wouldn't move because, say like the wheels, it technically speaking would be not rolling. Yeah, 71% damage, but we'll give it a good rinse at least. Make it look nice and clean. Put that away. And for now, let's leave it right here because I will be using it in a while for all the straw bales. I'll probably keep a few of the straw bales for the pigs, and we can get solid manure from that. But the rest I can sell, or actually may hang on to them because I do believe the winter months is the best time to sell the straw. Still going to find a place to store my corn header. I mean, I could put it in the garage that we're currently in. What I mean currently in where the baler just was. Alright, so that's down. That's ready to go. Let's go ahead and do this. Make sure we got a work in there. Looks like Frank is showing up to work today. Could use some fuel actually in the combine, but I should be able to get this field done. Okay, whip this around like this. wonder if the first bale is going to be a grass bale or a straw bale. Probably convert it over to straw. Now, it's going to be interesting when I come back around and get in front of the barn, because last season I didn't cut the barley in front of the barn unless I went a different direction. Where that little hill is, if I go as the map goes east to west, I think we'll be okay, but if I try to go the current direction that we're going, that slope is going to be enough to where this header is not going to be able to chew up the crop at all. But we'll give the chickens some feed from this, and we'll bring all the rest on down to the grain mill. I'm going to turn the grain mill on, unlike last year where I waited because I thought the grain mill would process it all before it's time to sell the flour, and it did not. So we're going to turn it on this year, because actually the production cost is not that expensive per hour, per month. It seems like it's going to be a lot, but it's not really that much. Of course, I can say that now since money-wise we're doing pretty darn good. Haven't even dropped a bale yet. The boat, I'd probably have 3 bales down the ground already. I think one headland will be good enough, and then we'll head in this general direction, and then of course the opposite direction as well. And I think it'll handle that slope right there well enough. We'll find out shortly. How you doing back there, Frank? Other than the corners, he's doing okay. Like always. Probably should have checked also on contracts, but want to get my field harvested first. Then I'll worry about doing some contracts around the map, if I decide to do any. The one contracts I will be doing this fall will be the sugar beet ones. I think there's maybe a half dozen fields with sugar beet on it. And at that time we'll have our own harvester and header. We'll get them done in no time flat. But it's not going to be the same header that we used early on in the series where it harvests at like 16 miles an hour. I think we're going to get the big header, but harvest at normal speed. I don't think we need to harvest at extreme speeds, although it's kind of fun once in a while to do that. But we're just going to buy the standard wide header. I think it's 6 miles an hour for harvesting root crop. Alright, we're actually going to have to unload here in just a second. Then, of course, after we get all done, I'm going to have to do a little bit of touch-up in this field here. Just got to plow. A little mistake when I was painting in the gravel. Oh, there we go. I'm going to damage some crop there. I didn't think I was going to do it there. I'm trying to remember if it did it in that spot last year or not. I know it did it in front of the barn. Oh, now it's doing it because, well, I'm full. So I got sidetracked. Hopefully Frank does alright, because I did back up there a little bit with the combine. Let's go and load the combine so we can keep on going. I can't remember last year if that was the spot I had a problem with the header or not. Yeah, so next time I wrap bales with the Anderson wrapper, I'm going to probably want to put it somewhere where it's not in the way. And probably a good spot would be behind our Little deposit silo for fertilizer, lime, and seed. Could probably just put them all in a row like back here somewhere. That's kind of out of the way. But I am kind of leaning towards getting the coon wrapper and just wrapping up in the field. I think it'd be easier. But it's kind of interesting to try out new things. Well, at least for me, it's new. I've never used the Anderson equipment before. Alright, so last year I know for sure when I got in front of the barn, the header did not cut up the crop. So let's see if it cuts it this time. Yeah, right there. I'm not sure what's causing that because this is flat land right here. That header should have no problem doing that. I don't know if it's something to do with the barn or... Not too sure. Follower stopped. Frank? Yeah, because that's where I backed up with the combine. You got confused. It was too much of a backup. Actually, I can't quite make that corner, so let's go around a little bit more. Alright, should be following the combine now. Looks like Frank just gave up completely. So. Oh, that's a big pile of straw. Good luck with that. Of course, this is the first time harvesting the field after we merged it with the other field. Now, let's see what happens when we go the other direction and we start going up that little bit of a hill, see if it has any hard time harvesting the crop. Alright, going uphill. So far, so good. Well, we'll see what happens when I turn around and head back the other direction. You know, sometimes it's just hard to find good help. That is not where I went with the combine, so it's interesting that my worker decided to go into the telephone pole. Let's get him squared up here. If I can get Francine usually does pretty well when it comes to baling. Alright, so when we go downhill, maybe the combine is lifting the header too far off the ground and it can't harvest. Should be right in here if it's going to do it. That's a... No? Okay. I mean, if it's just occasional spots like that, I've said it before, I'm okay with it with this header. But if it happens too much in the field, then yeah, I'll definitely have to find a way around it. Alright, let's go get our trailer and unload into there. I am also looking for, at this point, is, of course, not just a root crop harvester and the header, but a truck and a bigger trailer. What I may actually try doing, because I tried it once a while ago, I didn't quite do it correctly. I'm going to hire a worker to drive on down to the grain mill, drop this off, and I got to remember though, I got to bring it back to the field. Let me just turn it around because I don't want to start this job right next to the combine. I don't know if it'll drive up this road or not. Let's see, create job. Go to. Not go to. Load and deliver. Shouldn't it be just load? Or no, deliver. Deliver. Grain mill plus. And then I got to mark, apparently on the map, we'll put it right on the road. All right, we'll see how it goes. I know I said I was going to feed the chickens, but I want to see how this works out. Make sure I get it right this time. Let's see, how much barley do we have in there? I do actually have 11,200 liters of barley. And that is not turned on, but it's going to be. Activate. Alright, and let's see if they get back in time before I get full. Looks like they're going down the road. As long as they're still moving. Speaking of still moving. Alright, workers still following us. And we'll be done here before we know it. Our worker is approaching the grain mill. Looks like he's kind of over the trigger at this point. I wonder if he'll be smart enough to go around the corner, or which way he's going to go back out to the road. We are just about full. And I can't quite make that corner without hitting the pole. And target is unreachable. So that's the same thing I got last time. So my guess is there's something to do with the factory. You can't figure out how to drive around the factory. I want to pull forward far enough ahead here that our worker won't be in the road. Now this time he may hit the pole because I did, but he missed it. Okay. Okay, I need to go grab... Yeah, he tried to turn directly to the left, which is right into the production building. I mean, what I could do if I wanted is I could set up a course play route and just save it and have them drive on down to Grain Mill Plus and drive back. I just have to record it myself, which is not a big deal. But, you know, I thought I'd give it a try. Maybe that's why I don't use the worker in game too much. I mean, it's not a bad thing. Just that something isn't quite working there. Not too sure what. But we need to get back to the farm and unload our combine because, well, it's full, which is a good thing. Alright, so the question is, I think I tried this last time, see if I can harvest it going this direction. Try to go on my same track, so that way if it doesn't... Okay, so it does. Which doesn't really make much sense, but... Yeah, if I didn't mention also, another good thing about this baler that we have with the square bales, the header can drive over these without clipping it. Even with the smaller bale size on the Kubota, the round bales, it would clip it every time. Alright, so I'm not going to get it going uphill here. Let's try going in at a different angle. Alright, so not too bad. A couple of dead spots here and there. The one in front of the barn I don't quite get because, I mean, that's relatively flat. Time to load into the combine. Or, sorry, load into the trailer. Unload the combine. Dismiss our worker. Come back and get the other corners and whatnots in just a moment. Did it unload completely into the trailer? Of course not. I think what I'll do is I'll bring the rest of the grain on down to the grain mill, and what we have left in the combine, I will go ahead and feed that to the chickens. Cover that on up. What the heck is that bale doing? It's defying the laws of gravity right there. That's interesting. Let's just ignore that we saw that. Let's go down, feed the grain mill some more, and we'll have plenty of flour to sell November. I think that's November for the flour. Let me turn on my beacons. So we must have like pretty close to 90,000 liters when we get done of barley to be converted on over to flour. We do have 70,000 liters of flour already in storage. Alright, so 86,055. Let me just keep in my brain. It's always good for me to keep checking on these things because I constantly forget. But I think it's November, okay, December last year. Alright, so as long as we keep this up and running, it should be done processed by then. I would hope. But I could also get some more grain off some other farmers' fields as well. We'll check contracts when we get done here in a bit. But I need to go pick up the rest of the straw. Get that baled on up. And then I think we'll grab the Devoured Tree mod. And we'll grab this trailer as well. And we're going to go trim up those two trees, at least two of the trees over by the chicken coops. And move that so we can get in there just a little bit easier. Well, I think I got most of the straw off the field. I'm not going to worry about these little patches here and there. Might get additional 1 to 200 liters at most. Well, sometimes it surprises you. I think I'll take care... I know it's going to bug me until I do, but I think I'll take care of that little patch right behind us when we do the sugar beet harvesting, because I got to plow those fields anyways. So I'm not going to worry about digging out the plow just to get that little section done. Because then I got to get the stone... pick her up, and I'll have to pick up the stones, and gotta do that with the sugar beet fields anyways. And I'm in no rush to get this field turned over because it won't be seeded until next year. Yep, we're going to call that good. Fold that on up. My yard's getting to be a mess once again. And I did a little bit of a cleanup before I started recording, but now it's like a complete mess. Let's go out back here and get our tree devourer. Kind of weird that I can get the wood chips out of it just by hooking up. Whoops, I thought I could have connected to it, but I did not. That we can empty out the wood chips just by pulling up next to a trailer. So I guess without paying the $100,000 for the chute, the mod still thinks the chute is there. And then the wood chips can go right into the fuel refinery to make diesel, compost, and some methane. So these two trees right here definitely need to go because they're just too much in the way. As long as you see the wood chips flying, that means you're using it correctly. Did you get the whole tree, or... I mean, this tree devourer can be a little bit glitchy now and then. I think I'm just getting the limbs to it right now. As for the other tree, I think we'll leave that one there. It's not so much in the way. Let me just back this out of here for a second. Go dump the grain into the newer chicken coop. Let me actually double check the stats here. Let's see here. This coop here... You got like 5,000 liters. They got 10,000. Actually, we'll put it in the older chicken coop. Now, if I swing around here, it's just much easier because that tree would have been in the way because I have to get around those eggs. This tree here is kind of like dead center, and I have plenty of room on either side to drive around it, so we're going to keep that one there. Oop, I'm going to have to move those pallets of honey in a little bit. And if I pull up beside this, and actually turn on the tractor, and unload it into the trailer, which now we can go over and deliver that to the fuel refinery. Alright, let's go jump off the grain trailer. We'll pick up the baling trailer, pick up those straw bales, get them out the field. See how many I actually have. I'm going to leave this stuff out because I may be doing some contracts in between episodes. I don't know. Have to see what's available to us. Let's see. Got to reset this. Turn it on. Might as well pick up this bale here. I don't think I'll have a full trailer's worth. So that'll be 32 bales. If I got 32 bales off this field, that'd be fantastic. But that's not going to happen. But as we get closer to October, I'm getting more and more excited to see how much sugar beet we're going to get off those two fields. And that will allow us to get a lot of pig food, which we need for the pigs. The pigs are getting pretty close to reproducing. Some of them were very close, but they stopped reproducing the pen that they were in because we didn't have any more room. But now they got plenty of room to reproduce. So the amount of food that we're going to need per year is going to increase greatly. So I'm kind of curious to see how our two fields are going to do. Is that going to be enough to satisfy the pigs or not? All right, 17 bales. I think we'll go ahead and we'll park the bales with the rest of the bales. Maybe separate them, silage bales on one side, straw on the other. I mean, we're only talking maybe $10 difference between now and December for better prices on straw. If it's from a contract, I'll probably just sell it, but since it's off our field, I feel like just storing it right now. Plus, I want to make sure I got some straw bales for the pigs if needed. Let's just scooch right across here, that we're not blocking anything. Get right into our own field. Not a harm's way. So those bales in 3 months will unwrap and pile up with the rest of it. Just got to take care of this when we do the sugar beet field after we plow. We'll come over here and take care of that. Everything here is doing fine. Yeah, the baler would not fit in this barn. Would not get through the doors. I was kind of shocked about that, but that's okay. We got places where we can park it. Let me just double check here. No, this is not where I wanted to be. Well, since I'm here, nope. Okay, I want to check on the contracts to see what's available to me. That's going to be for hay. That's the one that's going to stay there until the end of the year. Barley for 6,000, which I probably could do that one. Oh, potatoes. I'm like 16,000. Sugar beet's not ready. Potatoes are. A wheat field. More potatoes. More potatoes. If I do details on, that'll tell me potatoes, barley, canola, wheat, barley. Right now, I'm not going to take any because I don't know if I got time to do anything in between episodes. So I'll just leave them there as is. But, well, we got all the silage bales picked up. Well, at least I figured out the Anderson wrapper. But unfortunately, from what I got told, it doesn't take regular grass bales and automatically ferment them right on over. You still got to wait. So it may have been a thing in 19, but not so much here in 22. But at least now we know. Yeah, I'm still kind of leaning towards maybe getting the coon wrapper. But for now, I'll go ahead and probably use this like maybe the rest of this season. And I'll think about swapping that over. I mean, we paid like $30,000 for this. I'd probably get like $25,000 for it right now. and the other wrapper is like 56,000. So I mean, it's a little bit more expensive, but to me, it's less work and more convenient. But then again, those two go hand in hand. Less work is always more convenient. This harvest didn't go too bad. The dead spot in front of the barn. I'm not too sure why that header has an issue here. If anyone else is playing on this map currently and you have kind of like a setup here, do you have a problem harvesting here with anything? Let me know. I mean, this land looks kind of flat, so I don't think our header would be a problem. This hill here, I could see where the header might have a problem, but I don't understand going in the direction that we did. If I was going this direction, yes, I could see that being a problem. But going up and down, yeah, I'm not too sure. But overall, little spots like that are not going to bother me too much. But I mean, if like half the field was like harvesting, not harvesting, then I would trade in the header. As for the other fields, it seems to work relatively well, so not too concerned about it still. But anyways, the barley harvest is done. We are making some flour. That's going to be a nice little bit of income coming in. I'll get it out when the time comes. But yeah, we're probably going to fast forward. Let's see, none of my fields are going to be ready until October, which would be the sugar beet, because we don't have any other fields. We got 2 sugar beet fields and then of course the grass field. I do have to fertilize this, so next episode could actually maybe be the sugar beet harvesting. Maybe, possibly, I don't know, we'll have to wait and see. But that is going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you again right here in East Vineland. But until then, have a good one.